Magandang araw po muli mga kaguro, kaibigan at kaempleyado. Patuloy po kayo na nanonood sa ating YouTube channel, Ang Guro, Batas at Ang Bayan. Tandaan po natin palagi mga kaibigan that ignorance of the law excuses no one from compliance therewith. Kaya tumuto kayo sa ating YouTube channel para marami kayong makuhang kalaman. Usapan natin ngayon ang school grievance machinery or School Grievance Committee based on DepEd Order number 35 series of 2004. So napag-usapan natin mga kaibigan sa ating mga naunang vlogs na hindi lahat ng issues maaring dalhin sa grievance machinery. Mamaya tatalakayin natin what are those exceptions. Ano yung mga issue na hindi na idadaan sa grievance machinery. Ngayon, pag-usapan natin what are those issues and concern na idadaan sa school grievance machinery at sino-sino yung mga members ng grievance committee. Let us start. As provided under the rules of the Department of Education, the grievance machinery shall refer to a workable system for determining or providing the best way to remedy a specific cause or causes of the grievance. It is intended to help promote wholesome and desirable employee relations in the department and to prevent employee discontent and dissatisfaction. Yan yung purpose ng ating grievance machinery, specifically to promote a wholesome and desirable employee relations and to prevent discontentment and dissatisfaction. In order to create a work of atmosphere that is conducive to a good supervisor-employee relations and improve employee morale, the machinery shall aim to activate and strengthen the department's existing grievance machinery, settle all grievances in the lowest possible level in the department, and provide a catalyst for the development and capabilities to settle dispute. So the aim for the grievance machinery of the department is to settle the grievances, these issues and concern at the lowest possible level para hindi na siya mag-ripen into a case o dalhin pa doon sa mas mataas na offices which entails, of course, gagastos ka. The application of grievance machinery. The following shall be the instances that shall be acted upon through the grievance machinery. Number 1, non-implementation of policies, procedures on economic and financial issues, including salaries, incentive, working hours, leave benefits, unreasonable withholding of salaries, and inaction on application for leave, practices which affect employees from recruitment to promotion, details, transfer, retirement, termination, and other related issue. So, ito yung magiging subject ng grievance machinery. Non-implementation of policies, procedure, or financial issue. Halimbawa, hindi ka sinasahuran o hindi binibigay ang incentive sa inyo, ang PBB, ang mid-year or year-end bonus, hindi ka nakasali, that can be a subject of the grievance machinery. Hindi ka agad magpa-file ng administrative case in the absence of oppression or in the absence of abuse of authority. So kung wala ka namang nakikitang abuse of authority or oppression on your part, maaari kang mag-file muna ng complaint sa padaanin mo sa grievance machinery. Hindi agad na ilalapit mo sa higher office. That includes also issues on working hours. So kung ikaw ay pinagtatrabaho lang pa sa oras, that issue can be subject to a grievance machinery. Leave benefits, unreasonable withholding of salary, and inaction for application for leave. Hindi ka pinapayagan na makapag-leave. Ikaw ay maaring magsampa ng iyong concern, issue sa grievance machinery, including
the recruitment to promotion, including the transfer, retirement, termination, and other related issues. Again, in the absence of oppression or any abuse of power, maaaring ipadaan natin sa grievance. Pero pag mayroon kang nakikitang oppression, mayroon kang nakikitang abuse of power, maaari mo nang idaan yan sa administrative case. Hindi ka na dadaan sa school, sa district, sa division. Pag teacher ang iyong inireklamo o school head, maaring i-file ang reklamo sa regional office. What else? Poor interpersonal relationship and linkages, maaring maging subject ng grievance machinery. Inadequate physical conditions such as lack of proper ventilation in a workplace and sufficient facilities and equipment necessary for the safety and protection of employees whose nature and place of work are classified as a high risk or hazardous. So, kung ikaw ay na-assign sa isang building na hazardous or building na not conducive for working, you can brought that issues and concern to the grievance machinery. Also, on the protest on appointment and all other matters giving rise to employee dissatisfaction and discontentment outside of those enumerated. The following cases shall not be acted upon through grievance machinery. So itong mga kaso na ito ay hindi dapat idaan sa grievance because ifa-file natin ang kaso na ito sa proper office, sa disciplining authority. For the case of teachers, school head, supervisor, sa regional director. For non-teaching employees, sa schools division, superintendent. What are those cases that is not subject of the grievance machinery? Number 1, disciplinary cases which shall be resolved pursuant to the rules of procedure in administrative disciplinary cases of the Department of Education. Number 2, sexual harassment cases in Republic Act 7877, including the cases on child protection, the child sexual abuse. Hindi na yan idadaan sa grievance committee. Kaya wag kayong magtaka, sasabihin nyo, bakit hindi mo na dumaan sa school? Bakit hindi mo na dumaan sa district? Bakit napunta na agad sa region? Yung child sexual abuse, allegedly, ginawa ni teacher against the student. It's because, according to our rules, it's not a subject of the grievance machinery. Yun related issues and concerns are not subject of the grievance machinery. What is the jurisdiction of the school grievance committee? The school grievance committee shall have the original jurisdiction over the grievances of the teachers and non-teaching personnel in the school that were not resolved. Yun yung jurisdiction ng school grievance committee. They have the original jurisdiction over the grievances of teaching and non-teaching employee. Now, the decision of the grievance committee. So what are the process in handling the grievance issues and concern? Number 1, the grievance shall render its decision within 15 days from receipt of the grievance in writing, and the decision of the next higher supervisor as appealed by the aggrieved party. Within 15 working day period, the committee may conduct an investigation and hearing. 10 days from receipt of the grievance, and it shall render the decision 5 days after the investigation. So the grievance committee has 15 days. They have 10 days to conduct investigation and hearing plus 5 days to render the decision. The decision shall be in writing and shall contain the relevant facts and circumstances as well as law or rule that was applied, if any. So, hindi lang man po ang decision is oral. It must be in writing. If there are agreement, it should be signed by both parties. So who are the members of the school grievance committee? The principal, school head or head teacher. Then the president of the faculty club, then a teacher who is acceptable to both the aggrieved party and the subject of the grievance to be appointed by the school head or the head teacher. Siyempre, ang ang subject ng grievance ay principal, punta ka na sa higher office, district. Pag ang subject mo ay district, hindi na idadaan sa district grievance committee, punta ka agad sa higher office, division grievance committee. Or, if the president of the teachers club or faculty club is related to one of either party or he has an interest in the outcome of the case, maari siyang mag-inhibit. Pumapalitan siya ng vice president or other members of the teachers, officers of the teachers organization. Pag affected yung president. Hindi naman siya maaring ilagay doon. Halimbawa, yung nagre-reklamo or one of the party is the spouse of the president of the club kasi magkakaroon siya ng bias towards the decision. So, kailangan yung members of the committee is free from biases. Walang kinikilingan. What are the grievance procedure? At first instance, the employer aggrieved party shall present his or her grievance orally or in writing. So, hindi lamang in writing ang pagsusulat o pagreklamo, maaari ding orally. Here, immediate supervisor who shall within 3 days of date of the presentation inform the employee orally of his or her decision. Provided, however, that where the object of the grievance is immediate supervisor, the aggrieved party may bring the grievances to the next higher supervisor. Yun lang sinasabi ko kanina, pag reklamo yung principal, punta sa district grievance committee. Pag ang subject ay district, punta ka sa division grievance committee. What are the things to do during the grievance proceeding? The employee or the aggrieved party shall be put at ease. The employee or the aggrieved party shall be encouraged to talk. So, yung pagsasalita dito are more on the parties, on the complainant or the employee and on the aggrieved party. There is a privacy in discussion. Kailangan yung nandyan lang yung members of the grievance committee. At hindi nyo rin ilalive sa Facebook, umaaring hindi nyo i-video o i-record without the consent of the parties. Because discussion, you should have observed the privacy in discussion. Then, the case shall be fully heard. So, pakikinggan lahat. Pakikinggan yung mga issues concerned that was brought out by the employee or by the aggrieved party. And a definite decision shall be reached. So, tandaan natin dito sa grievance, hindi yung magdi-decide, hindi yung committee. It should have come from the aggrieved party or from the employee so that they have their sense of ownership. So, kailangan yung role dito ng grievance committee is just to facilitate the discussion. Dapat hindi niya dinodominate yung discussion at hindi rin siya nag-suggest if without the consent of the parties. And mas maganda kung magkaroon ng agreement, both win-win solutions to both parties or to the employees concerned. Now, what if hindi nagkasundo sa proceedings on the school grievance committee? The aggrieved party is not satisfied with the decision, he may submit that within 5 days to the next higher supervisor. The decision of the next higher supervisor, pag hindi pa rin siya satisfied, within 5 working days again, may be appealed to the next higher supervisor until it may reach the office of the secretary through the undersecretary of legal affairs. So what are the responsibilities of school grievance committee? Establish its own procedures and strategies, and membership of the grievance committee shall be considered as part of the regular duties. Develop and implement proactive measures or activities to prevent grievance, such as employee assembly, which shall be conducted at least once every quarter. Talakayan, counseling, and other interventions. So, importante dito, nagkikita-kita yung mga employees, yung mga teachers. Once in every quarter, mayroong salo-salo, may talakayan, o kaya mayroong meeting para maiwasan yung girian at hindi pagkakaintindihan. Then, conduct a continuing information drive on the grievance machinery among officials and employees. Conduct dialogue between and among parties involved. Direct documentation of the grievance, including the preparation and signing of the written agreement reached by the parties involved. Issue a final certification or final action of the grievance, which shall contain, among other things, and history and final action taken by the agency on the grievance. So, kailangan mayroon kayong file or records ng grievance taken cognizance by the school. Kasi this is in preparation for the appeal to the higher office. Pag not satisfied yung employee, he may appeal to the next higher supervisor, hahanapin yung mga records na ginawa nyo sa school grievance. Then submit a quarterly report of its accomplishment and status of unresolved grievances. So yun po yung School Grievance Committee, mga kaibigan. Inaasahan ko na mayroon kayong nakuha sa ating discussions. You can comment down below kung mayroon kayong mga questions. Maraming salamat. Magandang araw.